Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I'm your host Abhishek, and I'm delighted to be joined by Smita Singh, the Vice President of Engineering and the India site leader at symplr. Smita is a seasoned technology leader with a proven track record of building high performing global engineering teams and driving large scale digital transformation. At symplr, she leads the strategic engineering initiatives that combine innovation, operational excellence, and a deep focus on people development. Known for her forward thinking leadership, Smita is passionate about how AI is redefining the way engineers learn, build, and ship software. In our conversation today, we'll explore how AI is transforming the developer's cognitive process, from learning syntax to actually solving complex problems, and what it takes to build truly AI augmented teams. We'll also discuss how automation and copilots are changing your traditional workflows, how leaders establish trust in machine generated code, and what cultural shifts are needed for organizations to reach the next level of engineering maturity. Thank you so much, Smita, for joining us today.
I'm happy to be here.
So let's get right into it, right? So let's start off with cognitive engineering, the new paradigm. How is AI changing the developer's cognitive process from learning syntax to solving complex engineering problems, according to you?
Well, Abhishek, when I look at it, I feel that AI has fundamentally reshaped the developer's cognitive process. It's not about enhancing it or changing it incrementally. There's a lot of unlearning, relearning, and a totally different way of approaching how you do software development. So we have moved from, let's say, memorizing syntax and frameworks to mastering problem framing. And I emphasize problem framing here because it's about asking the right questions, breaking ambiguity, framing the problem for AI, and then guiding AI through steps to reach to an optimal solution. Now, developers today are not just coders. No, they are prompt architects. They are system thinkers and they are solution builders. Where once, let's say, learning meant reading documentation. Now it is all about reasoning and iterating through outcomes, evaluating the trade-offs, leveraging co-pilots like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot or any other AI tool of your choice to accelerate the learning loop. So the mental model has shifted from essentially how do I build this myself to how can I guide AI to build this responsibly and efficiently. So that's the change that has come in. It's not about doing it yourself. It's about collaborating with the AI ecosystem to deliver the right solution efficiently, securely, and as fast as you can.
Got it. I think that's a really fascinating way to put it, right? It's about the developer guiding AI to get to the solution that they want in a responsible manner. And I think on a side note, really fascinating question to kind of ponder upon is whether all developers have kind of accepted this change, right? And maybe we can get into it, right? We was not, but do you think they have?
So I think it's a mixed bag out there. I know that all developers want to embrace it. I feel there is a lot of uncertainty about which tool to use, what's best for me to learn, and what is the best way for me to learn. I mean, developers know that this is the future. There's just either inertia or initial fear of technology that is preventing a lot of them from embracing it wholeheartedly, which I feel is everybody should just shun that from their mind. They should just like dive in and explore all that they can and then figure out where it is taking them.
Yeah, I agree. I think the fear partially might also do with, hey, if AI comes in, what happens to my job? But at the end of the day, if
Yes.
you're not embracing it, then your skills are not going to be
Oh,
relevant
yeah.
few
No,
years
for
from now.
sure. I mean, you would hear a lot of people say this, like, no, you are not going to lose your job to AI. You'll probably lose it to somebody who knows AI.
Exactly. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get into the capability of building in AI-driven teams, right? So what defines a truly AI-augmented developer today, according to you? And how are organizations building up those capabilities?
Okay. So that's a two-part question. When I look at the AI augmented developer, I think of them as not just fast coders. They are people who think smarter and who blend human judgment with machine intelligence. So they don't just use AI, they collaborate with it. For them, AI is not just a tool, it's a pair programmer. So, and that's the important part. It's important that you not think of AI as a tool that augments your capabilities. You think of it as an ecosystem of intelligent collaborators who can get you to your destination much faster, and who has the cognitive capability to reason along the way with you. So that's what I think a true cognitive developer would be. Now, obviously, like we were discussing earlier, also a big challenge is how do organization build such teams, to get where they need to be. So I usually think of it as like three pillars that the organization needs to focus on. The first and the easiest one is AI fluency, which means engineers need to be comfortable with AI. They need to know AI and the tools that are available to them. So, which requires a lot of training on the organization's part in terms of data, context, prompting. And no, so organizations must invest significantly in training, pairing sessions, best practice sharing to build this AI fluency. So let's say that's done. The
Okay.
second one is tool integration, which means what AI tools do we use and how do we use them? No, securely and efficiently. So embedding AI into the product development lifecycle is very important. No, right from product backlog creation to architecture to design, implementation, CI/CD, testing, and all the documentation flows. And it is essential to evaluate these tools, select the right tool that fits your need, and then implement it. It is also essential for organizations to keep a tab on the evolution of these tools. No, because as you know, Abhishek, the pace of development and innovation in the AI space is really fast. So, no, a tool which may be really good today might not fit your bill tomorrow. So, a constant scan of the horizon is important as well. The third thing, which I feel is really important, is measuring the outcomes, because as you implement AI tools, you need to know what outcomes is it impacting, what metrics do you think are going to move to the right and give you the benefit that you need. So things like quality of the product, efficiency of development, speed of business value delivery, improved customer experience. So these are all essential, and we should not limit ourselves to just lines of code that AI generates. So essentially, forward-thinking teams would run AI pairing sessions, hackathons, shadow mode, and collaborate in a smaller group before taking it organization-wide, so that you have a lot of learning which can be taken to the rest of the organization as well in a fashion where it can scale effectively.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I know you briefly there touched upon a little bit of measuring AI productivity in the AI era, right? I had an interesting conversation with a leader last week about the exact same thing, and he kind of mentioned it's not just about, the number of PRs that an engineer sends out, but much rather about like your entire throughput of the system, right? How fast are you actually able to ship features to a customer? If you're doing it in a
Correct.
month, can you do it in 2 weeks? Right. And I think
Correct.
that's kind of
Correct.
maybe one
Absolutely.
of the things we need to start measuring. Um, let's go on to workflow intelligence. Mitha, what do you think the ways in which AI copilots and automation layers are redefining your traditional SDLC workflows and developer ownership, or do you think they are?
I mean, I think for sure they are, because if you look at the entire software development lifecycle, there are AI tools that enhance the capability in each of the steps. So I feel that the AI co-pilots have transformed SDLC from these linear stages to like a continuous intelligent loop, like coding, testing, deployment, monitoring are now all interwoven with AI insights. For example, co-pilots that refactor code, recommend security fixes, recommend performance optimization, or generate test cases in real time, or analyze your monitoring data and point to root causes that could be fixed procedurally, or write features for you from a real world understanding. So owner and along with this, ownership is also evolving. Like the developers still own the outcomes, but the AI owns the repetitive tasks. So the best teams I feel use the automation layer not to replace their judgment, but to remove the cognitive friction and the cognitive load that a developer feels. So this allows engineers to focus on the higher value tasks like architecture, design intent, customer experience, business value that we are delivering. And then let AI do the more repetitive things that AI is best at. So AI tools obviously boost productivity, but developers' expertise is crucial for maintaining quality and security and relevance of the entire solutions. So, like I said, developer ownership remains critical. And no, AI are talented partners in this journey, and the human supervision provides the judgment which is needed for the right outcomes.
Again, I think going on a little bit of a tangent. So you're talking about how human judgment at this point is really crucial, and I completely agree with you, right? But do you think a few years down the line, you can have an AI agent that actually looks at and reviews code written by another AI agent? Do you see that world? And once I think it is a possibility. And once we get there, where do you
Yeah.
see human judgment coming in at that point?
Well, I most definitely see it because, like, if you look at the way AI is evolving, like, no, we will reach a stage where AI is capable of having the judgment which is required for review. The role in that case of humans, if you ask me, this is like a couple of years down the line. I don't know how long it will take to reach AGI, probably, will be more as idea generators, as context providers. So, no, you know what you want to build because ultimately the business case in my mind would come from humans. Like you would know, okay, this thing would sell. Obviously, AI would do a lot of research, let's say, and can generate ideas also. But a lot of human in the loop would be, no, okay, what are the ideas we should take forward? Where can we make money? And I mean, yeah, if you ask me, probably a lot of code reviews, refactoring can be done by AI in the future. I mean, I definitely see that.
Got it. And as we are talking about AI doing a lot of the coding, let's hop into the trust and validation in machine generated code, right? So as AI generates your production grade code, how do engineering leaders, at least as of now, right? How do you ensure that the accuracy, the compliance, and the reliability of the code? I know the engineers definitely have a part to play in it, but yeah, just curious to understand your take on that.
Okay. I This is an excellent question, Abhishek, and one that everybody is grappling with right now. That how much can I trust the outcome that AI generates? Because every day you hear, case studies and stories of AI doing something which wasn't actually completely accurate. So when AI writes code, we have to shift. The challenge is how do we shift from can it code to can we trust it? And this is where the leadership maturity shows. Like in my mind, I feel that there are three dimensions, of validating or building trust in the AI's output. The first one is your traditional validation pipelines and human verification, which is code reviews and validation, things like unit testing, integration testing, security testing. No. So things must be AI assisted and human verified. Till the time we can build intelligent systems that can do many of these things without human intervention as well. The second one is the explainability of AI. So developers should understand why AI made a certain choice. What is the chain of thought that led to this decision? And we can ask AI to explain the chain of thought as well. And we have to validate, okay, it is thinking in the right direction and it would lead to the right outcome. So the explainability becomes really important. And the third is the governance loop that we have to set up. So there has to be clear policies defined for what AI tool should we use, what are the appropriate use cases, what is the evaluation criteria, what level of accuracy do we require from a particular AI tool for it to be viable. So these are important things. Now, the other thing is all AI generated artifacts should have traceability, like who prompted it, who reviewed it, who approved it. It should be in an audit trail where you can see it, at a later point of time if you want to look back and see what AI has done to reach to a certain conclusion. So, I mean, I would recommend that we don't eliminate human oversight. We elevate it to validation and the continuous learning role and let AI do like, the run of the mill stuff. Now, like we were discussing, this may change in the future where, AI has evolved
Right.
in which more trust is built by the AI solution providers.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I feel like if you think about it right now, a human is basically your validation agent, right? Like a human is the agent that is doing the validation, and that agent, like years down the line, can be, or maybe not that long down the line, can be AI itself, right? You can
Yeah.
have you can have an audit trail of a particular AI agent generating the code and another AI agent actually reviewing the code, and then
Yeah.
you still have those trails, but yeah, just not a human in the loop at that point. But I think we're still a little whiles away from that. I
Yeah.
think going on to beyond tools, right? What are some of the structural or like the cultural changes that you think are needed for teams to operate at a cognitive level of development maturity?
So that actually is a very interesting question because the structures of the past are not going to help accelerate adoption of AI and harnessing the power of AI for the future. Like our traditional structures have been very, the traditional SDLC focused, where everything flows through the entire software development life cycle, and there are custodians at various points in that life cycle. So I feel that hierarchies have to give way to what I would call knowledge networks. These are small, empowered teams that can experiment and adapt AI workflows very quickly. So, and also culturally, leaders must normalize learning in public, is what I feel. Like sharing your prompt, sharing your failures and discoveries, as part of the engineering DNA. And I would emphasize on the learning from failure part because most people are learning from the ground up right now. There are no established no processes and practice saying this is the industry standard of how to use AI. These are the industry standard tools to use. Everybody is experimenting, learning, failing, and pivoting. So it is important to share that learning more publicly. So, no, in other words, it's not about having the best tool, it's about building organizational cognition, which is like the collective ability to reason, decide, and adapt faster than competitors. So ultimately, instead of various functions controlling various aspects of SDLC, we have to make it into a much smaller AI enabled team that can iterate over the entire SDLC very fast.
Well, I really love the knowledge networks word that you use there, phrase you use there. I do think, kind of having those smaller teams is really crucial in order to make sure that you're getting the right culture in the organization. And also the concept of publicize your learnings, right? Don't take like the prompts you're using or the failures that you get, publicize it and then make sure that everyone is aware of it. I think is also a great concept. Um, I think last question, I feel like we did discuss a little bit more on this as well, right? The future of AI native development culture. So how do you see the next generation of developer culture evolving when humans and AI systems try to co-create software collaboratively?
Okay, so that's an interesting one. I feel that in the future, the developer culture will feel more co-creative, which means humans and AI will build solutions together. They will not write code together, they will build solutions and they will solve customer problems. So humans will probably describe intent, like I had said earlier, and AI will compose the solutions. The developers will obviously give it feedback, reason with it, refine it, validate it, and contextualize it in the context of the problem. And then AI would adapt to refine the solution to fit the need. And the result definitely is faster iterations, more inclusive problem solving, and like a stronger sense of the craft also, I feel. Because as a software developer, I have always felt like I have been a software developer for a very long time. I have felt that I want to solve customer problems. I want to build solutions. Writing software or writing code is what I do to reach there. If there is a better way to reach there, if there is a faster way to reach there, I would definitely use it. So that is what I feel the future would look like a co-creative, collaboration between AI and humans.
Got it. Exactly agree with you on the fact that as a software developer, your primary goal is to want to solve customer problems, and writing software is
Yes,
kind of how you get there. I was a
correct.
software developer as well, and yeah, not for as long as you, but in the couple of years that I did that, I think definitely did kind of have the same thoughts. But yeah, I think thanks so much, Smita, for joining us today and sharing your thoughts. And to everyone listening, I hope you took away as much from the session as I did. Stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you, Abhishek. Happy to be here.